Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a new Bee's Knees Lacquer release, a Court of Silver Flames. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, because you like swatching videos, right? Who doesn't like swatching videos? And if you're new, go ahead and press that subscribe button. I upload new live swatching videos every week. Voiceover Rachel popping in here to let you know that there was a change in the release date for this collection. It was originally set to release on April 23rd, but it will now release on April 30th at noon Eastern Standard Time. If you've shopped Bee's Knees Lacquer before, you might be saying 8 polishes. That's a small collection for them. So this is actually only half of the collection. The other half are going to be released in May. Bee's Knees Lacquer always draws inspiration for their releases from sci-fi and fantasy books, movies, TV shows, and video games. And as you maybe already figured out, these polishes are inspired by the series A Court of Silver Flames. All right, I can't wait to show you what they look like, so let's get into the swatches. So this first polish, oh my goodness, so incredibly gorgeous. It's the crown, and it's described as being a polish that shifts antique gold to green to blue with hints of purple at extreme angles, and it retails for $13. It's also described as being the burgundy sister to two other polishes in this collection, the Mask and the Harp. The formula really reminds me of a few recent Bee's Knees Lacquer releases. Don't Go to Sleep from Polish Pickup this past month, and Stop Beeping from this month's Hella Handmade Creations. It's incredibly opaque on that first coat, and you get tons of shimmer. I think most people will be good in 2 coats for this one. If you've got short nails, it might be a 1 coater for you. I think most people, like I said, will be good in 2. Just absolutely stunning. It applies itself, and you get tons of that gorgeous shimmer. Now, it's described as being a burgundy, but to my eye, it really does give off more burnt orangey vibes. And in bright lighting here, you can see that gorgeous gold to green shimmer. And then outdoors, you can see even more shifts. Here's what it looks like in the sunlight. It just glows off the nail. And then at those angles, you can see some of that purple in there as well. Breathtaking. And then here's what it looks like in the shade, because I couldn't get enough of it. Pictured are 2 coats of the crown with a glossy top coat. Up next, we have Valkyries. This one's described as being a light aqua with orange to green shimmer, and it retails for $12. It's also noted, I don't have this polish to compare, but a lot of people are going to ask for comps between this and 1984. This one is more blue than 1984, so hopefully that's helpful for you. This polish is also incredibly gorgeous. It's more sheer than the crown. It's got definitely more of a jelly type base, and that allows you to see all the gorgeous shifting shimmer all at once. So you can see kind of on the side of my nail some of that gold shimmer, and then on the other side you can see the orange. It's just so beautiful. This one was definitely a 3-coater for me. I think I could have actually worn this over a blurring base coat, but in regular lighting, I could not see any nail line in 3 coats at my nail length. Under bright lighting, you can still see a little bit of that visible nail line. So here's what it looks like under my studio lighting. All of the gorgeous shifts, slightly sheer in 3 coats, but breathtaking. And then here's what it looks like in outdoor lighting, and you can see all of that shifting shimmer. Just lovely. Pictured are 3 coats of Valkyries with a glossy top coat. Up next, we have the Harp. This one's described as being a rich mid-tone blue with shimmer that shifts from white gold to emerald to bright blue, and it retails for $13. This is like an updated version of House on Haunted Chill, and I do actually have that polish, so after I live swatch this one, I will show you that comparison. This one has a really similar formula to the crown, in that it is quite opaque on that first coat, which you'll see on application, but it is just a tad bit more sheer. On the right-hand corner, you can see that gorgeous gold shimmer, and then in the lower left, you can see the beautiful emerald shimmer. Oh, I am not big on blue polishes, but this one is divine. It is absolutely beautiful. You can see on the second coat here, we get a good amount of coverage. I did go in for a 3rd. I think if you've got nails my length or longer, a 3rd would suit you well, but if you've got nails shorter than mine, you could definitely get away with 2 on this one. Here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch under my studio lightings, and you can just see that emerald and gold shimmer so well. And then outdoors, you can see all of it. The white gold, the emerald. Oh, look at it shifting to blue there. So beautiful. And then I had to take this one into the shade too, and the gold shimmer just pops. Oh, I love this one. And here's that comparison. On the left, we have House on Haunted Chill, and on the right, we have the Harp. So in terms of the color, I would say they're pretty much identical. Where they really differ is in the finish and the formula. So House on Haunted Chill in 3 coats is very sheer. I can still see a ton of nail line, and the Harp in 3 coats is completely opaque for me anyway. You can also see that the shimmer in the Harp is much more fine than it is in House on Haunted Chill. Pictured are 3 coats of the Harp with a glossy top coat. Up next, we have the Mask. This one's described as being a deep, cool tone violet with a subtle gold shimmer that abruptly shifts sapphire and glowing emerald. And this one retails for $13 as well. Man, Bees Knees Lacquer, keep these shimmers coming. I love every single color, especially when they have these really opaque formulas that we saw in the Mask and the Crown. Just absolutely beautiful. I did throw on some comparisons for this one as well to the Harp, and then also Don't Go to Sleep. So here on the first coat, you can see that incredibly opaque formula really surprised me with how opaque all of these shimmers were. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that gold shimmer, and then in the bottom left, you can see the beautiful emerald too. This one was an absolute 2-coater for me. Super easy to work with and built up very quickly. I can't see too many people needing to go in with 3 for this one. Oh, just lovely. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch. In bright lighting, you really do get to see that green and the sapphire shimmer. And then here's what it looks like under some lower lighting. Oh, and it almost looks kind of chromy in the lower lighting. It's really interesting. So here are the comparisons. In the center, we have the Mask. On the right, we have the Harp. And then on the left is last month's Polish Pickup, Don't Go to Sleep. So both Don't Go to Sleep and the Mask have violet in the description, but to me, Don't Go to Sleep is so much more obviously purple than the Mask. The Mask might lean a little bit purple, but it is so obviously a blue. Between the Mask and the Harp, they are quite similar in my opinion, but the Harp is more of a mid-tone blue where the base of the Mask is a little bit deeper. Here's what they look like outdoors, and you can see all of that gorgeous shimmer. Pictured are 3 coats of the Mask with a glossy top coat. Now getting into the flaky finishes in this collection, this is Made. It's described as being a periwinkle with glowy orange to gold iridescent flakes, and it retails for $12.50. This one's really beautiful, you guys. I absolutely love the flakes that they use in this collection. They are intensely glowy, and there's so much contrast, especially in this one, between the base color and those orange iridescent flakes. On application, all of these flaky polishes were very sheer. So on the left, I applied it over a blurring base coat. I will have that linked in the description box. And on the right, I applied it on its own. So on the first coat, it definitely has a jelly base, so we don't get a ton of color. However, you can start to see those flakes and that base color build up beautifully in the second coat. I actually got I would say full opacity in 2 coats over the blurring base. However, that base color wasn't the rich, gorgeous periwinkle we see in the bottle, so I did want to go in for a third. I stopped at 3. Felt like I could have gone in for 4 to get a little bit punchier of a base color, but I rarely go in for 4 with any polish, so I left it at 3. And you can see on the right here at 3 coats, we still do see just a little bit of nail line, but I think it's absolutely beautiful either way. On my full hand swatch here, you're looking at it in 3 coats without a blurring base coat, and you really can see that incredible contrast between the base and those flakes, and they are plentiful. There are tons of them packed in this polish, and then it just really glows outdoors. Oh, so, so beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Made with a glossy top coat. Up next, we have Kelpie. I don't know why I think that name is so cute, but this one's described as being a chartreuse green with glowy red to purple iridescent flakes, and it retails for $12.50. So this is definitely a Prugly color. There's no arguing with that. And that being said, I was surprised with how much I love it. It's described as being a chartreuse green. I would say that's definitely true. I feel like it's kind of yellow, but it definitely leans a lot green. What you're seeing on camera is very accurate to what I'm seeing in person. On application, this one was super sheer, but it was like made for this blurring base coat. I really actually like the look of it in 1 coat over the blurring base coat, because where the base coat is kind of yellow leaning, I thought it looked really cool. Of course, I continued to build it up, got tons more flakies on that 2nd coat, and we could see more of that chartreusey type base as well in 2. And then on the 3rd coat, I definitely got full opacity and lots of that chartreusey green and tons of those really cool flakes over the blurring base coat. On its own, I could still see a considerable amount of nail line in 3 coats. And here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch without a blurring base coat. Ooh, those flakes, they are really something in this polish. And then here's what it looks like in outdoor lighting. Really pretty. I like the addition of the purple flakes in this polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Kelpie with a glossy top coat. And my favorite out of the flaky finishes in this collection is Like Calls to Like. It's described as being a bright turquoise with glowy green to blue iridescent flakes, and it retails for $12.50. So this says a lot that this is my favorite of the 3, because this isn't a color I typically wear on my nails, but this one, I didn't want to take it off. It's got a really sheer jelly base like the other flakies, but the flakes are just so glowy. I mean, it reminds me of water. It's beautiful. So same kind of deal, I'm swatching it on the left over a blurring base coat, on the right on its own. First coat, we get a little bit of color in that base, but mostly what we get are some of those dazzling flakes. On the 2nd coat, we can see a lot of that beautiful turquoise starting to build up. And then to me, 3 coats with a blurring base is just absolute perfection. Those flakes are gorgeous. Now, some people, really love the sheer look, and I do think it looks really pretty with this polish, but personally, I do prefer it with a blurring base. It's just my style. Here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch. Just absolutely beautiful. No blurring base shown here. And then here's what it looks like in some brighter lighting. Man, I just can't take my eyes off the flakes. Seriously, they are stunning. Pictured are 3 coats of Like Calls to Like with a glossy top coat. And the final polish I have to share with you from this collection is Keep Reaching Out Your Hand. This one's described as being a pale gray polish with glowy red shimmer and holographic flakes, and it retails for $12. So if someone came to me and said, Rachel, you can only choose 1 polish out of this entire collection to keep, this would be the one that I would keep, which, I mean, that's really cruel. But it is a gorgeous polish. I guess it's my favorite, although I'm hard-pressed to choose. The red shimmer is absolutely gorgeous, and I am obsessed with holographic flakies right now. Put them in any polish for me, and it instantly makes it better. On that first coat, we can already see that gorgeous shimmer. We start to get a better buildup of color in the second coat. And then at 3 coats, at my nail length, I felt like it was pretty much opaque. If I really looked hard enough, I could see some nail line, but honestly, there are so many holographic flakes packed in here that I couldn't see it. I mean, it wasn't noticeable for me in 3 coats. However, if you've got longer nails than me, you may need a blurring base coat with this one if you don't want it to be on the sheer side. Here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch, and I just adore that red shimmer. It's so, so pretty. And I feel like I see some orange and maybe just a little bit of gold at some angles in it as well. Pictured are 3 coats of Keep Reaching Out Your Hand with a glossy top coat. Oh, I just love collections like that where each polish has its own special finish. I feel like there's something for everyone. Flakies, hollow, shimmer, it's all there. Let me know in the comments which polish you like best and if you think you'll be picking any of them up or the whole collection. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.